Hey, good morning, collective. It's me, it's your girl. Today's February 24th, and it's 5:56 a.m. It was 5:55 when I sat down. I was like, okay. Remember that time is fluid, so whenever you see this message, just when you're meant to see it, it's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest. How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing? I was reading my morning reading, and it was talking about how learning how to be content wherever you're at, right? Knowing the ups and downs of life, like being on the side where you had nothing, you had no one, you had to, ask for help and stuff like that. Like having nothing, having very little, and then also have experience having blessings, right? And enough to share, right? So you understand, you're content in whatever condition. You've learned how to be content in whatever, right? By resting in God's faithfulness, we can be content no matter what we face, right? I'm not going to read it all to you. But I'll read the Bible passage, and it's Philippians 4:10-13. But I rejoice in the Lord greatly, that now at last you have revived your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned before, but you lacked opportunity. You didn't have anything, you know what I mean? So what could you do, right? Now, not that I speak from want, for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I have, right? I know how to get along with humble means, and I also know how to live in prosperity. Stop playing, come on now. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of being filled and going hungry. Both of having abundance and suffering need. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. We don't depend on the world. We depend on God's grace and mercy. God is the one who moves the pieces on the board, right? He moves the heart, the spirit, because he is the spirit. So he can move the spirit. You know what I mean? Come on now. Let me just get a couple. Now a couple of messages. Bing, 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 bing. At 3 on the dot. Possibly 3 messages. I don't know. I'm trying to correlate why I looked up there. They say that imitation is the highest form of flattery. Right? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. That's the first message. All right, of course you guys know what that is when people try to copy what you have. And let's say Birkin made a bag, but there's always somebody out there that could imitate that, right? That can make a bag just like Birkin, right? The only thing is, it's not from Birkin, but people are okay with that. People are okay with the knockoff because that's what they can afford. And if somebody can make it just as good as yours, why would I pay you all that money? Right? But, now what does that do for Birkin? That makes Birkin lose, income, right? Because now somebody's knocking off, somebody's selling, I heard doppelganger selling knockoff, right? And everybody's buying the knockoff. Everybody's happy with the fake. Now, not to say that the quality's not the same, but see, that's Birkin's copyright. That's Birkin's bag. That's Birkin's creation. And now, here you are trying to sell the same thing, saying, you're calling it a Birkin, right? You are, because why else would people be looking at it? Because it looks just like a Birkin. right? It sounds just like you. Come on, Spirit. Anyway, they say that imitation is the highest form of flattery. Let's try to look at things like that. Whew. I can't remember what else I was going to tell y'all, so we'll flow into it, okay? So, let's see. We got 4 grains here. Parable of the rich fool. Then he said to them, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. So somebody's very materialistic, somebody's focused on money, somebody's focused on having a lot. Somebody feels like they have to have like this backup, this hoarding. It could be hoarding. It could be hoarding. But this is giving me, it could be either or. Okay, money, hoarding. I gotta have, so that somebody feels like they're gonna be safe with a lot of money. But this is like being very frugal. What's this? The rich fool. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I remember that in the Bible. Not word for word, but I think this is the guy that was gonna build all these big storehouses to keep all his grain in, so that so he can always live comfortably. And then Spirit said, "You fool! You don't even know that tonight's your last night here." You hear me? And what's going to happen to all that you've been storing up, all that you've been building and keeping to yourself? Come on, Spirit. Luke 12, verse 15. Now I got to check. I ain't trying to give y'all no misinformation. Now I got to check. Luke 12, verse 15.
Luke chapter 12, verse 15 warns against greed, emphasizing that true life isn't found in material possessions. Jesus cautions against the belief that happiness comes from wealth, urging people to guard against the temptation to value themselves based on their material wealth, instead focusing on spiritual richness.
That's that. Yeah. Guard against it. Yeah, definitely. What else, Spirit? Anything else? Number 4 could be significant. What we got here? The Empress. Hey. 3, Mary, Mother of Jesus. I heard, I didn't raise you like that. The Empress, the mother, the nurturer, the birther. Maybe somebody calls their mother a birther. I heard that. That's what I heard. A birther. Yeah. And it says Knight of Cups, young David. You could have a son. You don't have to have a son, but David was a boy. Whenever the Spirit of God came on Saul, so somebody has an abusive parent. That somebody's parent could have fits of rage. They could be abusive. They can be physically and verbally abusive. Okay. Whenever the Spirit of God came on Saul, David would take up his lyre and play. Then relief would come to Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him. So this is somebody this could be a child that this could be a child that's parenting their parent, because their parent has these fits of rage or outburst or abusive energy. Somebody could be really just focused on money all the fucking time. And material wealth, material things. Somebody could, man, listen, if somebody could have a child that they abuse, but they're around for the money. for the benefits that they get because of the child. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know who that's for. 8 of Feathers. I don't know who that's for. Jonah's trapped. So Jonas is trapped inside the whale because he doesn't want to go and do what God has asked him to do. And God has asked him to go heal, to go preach the word to people that Jonas has resentment towards. He feel like they're the reason that something happened to his family, right? And now that he has an anointing on his life, God is telling him to help those that hurt him. Come on. And he been running from it. And now he trapped in this whale. So somebody could feel like they're trapped. Somebody could be in jail. All right. He was in the whale's belly for 3 days. Praying. He said, in my distress I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead, I call for help, and you listen to my cry. Somebody could really be asking God for help. Somebody could really, feel like they've gone too fucking far. Or now somebody's at a breaking point, or at a point where now they believe. Now they believe. It's almost desperate. Like, oh my God. Like somebody's like, if you're for real. You know what I mean? Come on. This Knight of Cups. Okay. Can I get one more spirit? There it is. Queen of Candles. Queen of Wands. Deborah. The prophetess. The leader. Somebody could be the lovers, Adam and Eve. Ooh, child. Them two. The reason we here. So they say. Anyway. There's a snake around you. Anyway, somebody may be being guided to go towards someone. All right? Maybe to hold themselves accountable, to tell someone something. Okay? Because that they wouldn't do what God was trying to get them to do. They kept trying to run from it, and every time they try to run from it, they get caught up in some shit. It's like everywhere they go, it falls apart. It's not working. They've been running from doing what they need to do. Somebody may need to apologize on how they treated young David. Because David's grown now. Queen of Candles. David's grown now. Male or female. You know what I mean? That, and put it where somebody's grown. Somebody's been dodging what they need to apologize for. And it could be around some kind of greed. Somebody, there it is, that, what does it say? A direct warning from Jesus to guard against all forms of greed, emphasizing that a person's true life and worth are not defined by the abundance of their material possessions. It acts as a core, timeless caution against materialism and false belief that happiness stems from wealth. You were a burden to someone because they wanted the benefits of getting the finances to have the lifestyle they wanted, but they still had to take care of you, and they didn't want to do that. Take that how it resonates. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. And everywhere they run, when they try to get away from doing what they have to do, what they need to do, they get caught. They run into a trap, a roadblock. Nope, can't go this way. Nope, there's only one road, and that's down that road. Less travel. Yeah. Somebody's name could be Deborah, a prophetess and leader. You're very courageous. You have a lot of passion about your beliefs, about what you believe and how you treat other people. You command it. You demand it. You're very wise. You have a fiery spirit. You're beautiful. You're a warrior. You have a warrior spirit, right? 13 could be significant. 8, 12, 3 and 4, 6. What's going on here, spirit? Yeah, somebody's stuck inside the well because they wouldn't do what God had asked them to do. So now they're in the whale's belly and they're praying and asking God for forgiveness, saying that they'll do what God asked them to do. Will they? Will they, spirit? I heard cat got your tongue. Cat got your tongue. Somebody's doing a lot of praying and sending out a lot of energy. Yeah, somebody doing a lot with the Eight of Feathers. That's a message, yeah. What we got here? We got high honor and work, job, or business. That's one card, yep. Work, job, or business. So some of you guys could be bosses. You could be held in high honor at your job, at what you do for work. Okay, what's this? The rituals and the Knight of Swords. So something didn't go quite as planned. All right, somebody could have. King of Swords is a very, I heard loud. Somebody very deceptive, very sneaky, very manipulative. They lie. They're a liar. They create, they lie and they scary. You know what I'm saying? It's like they lie just to be lying. Just to hold your attention. That's what I'm hearing. Who is this? What's going on here, spirit? $25 could be significant. What's this? The World in the reverse. Somebody not learning a lesson. This could be somebody you held in high honor. This could have been your boss. Remember, David worked for King Saul. Somebody not learning a lesson. Somebody not closing out a cycle. The cycles are about lessons. Unable to heal, unable to, admit when you were wrong. You know what I'm saying? Very closed-minded kind of energy. What we got here? Role model. Wow. And you could be a role model. Yeah, you've grown into someone that could be a role model. While whoever this was that was very mean to you, they're the same old. Yeah. Somebody don't want to apologize for something that they did. Or this could be you, collective, not wanting to go in and preach. Page of Swords. Whew. Student. Page of Swords. Communication. Somebody could have a problem with communicating, their communication skills. Somebody feels like they don't know what to say, the right words to say. Achievement. Page of Swords. Somebody watches you, though, because you're a role model. Emotional manipulator. Look at that. You're seen as a role model. Yeah, whereas this person was unable to elevate, to grow, to mature, right? To grow up, to hold themselves accountable, to make any kind of changes, right? And some people be stuck in their ways. Some never say sorry. It'll never come through for you. So don't look for it. Don't keep yourself stuck waiting for that. What's going on here, Spirit? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Page of Swords. Somebody is learning from you. You know, it's one thing. That's the other download I got. Now, this was another reflection that I got back when I was doing my certification. We had to allow other people to, draw our blood. That was part of the class, right? So there was this person that was in my class. He was a male. Matter of fact, he was pretty much at the end. He was like one of the only males that, continued the class, because further down the line they start dropping off like flies, right? So then you get like 10, 12 of us left. Anyway, so we used to have, class, and we used to have to have a test. And I peeped this, right? This is about somebody that copies other people. You hear me? So he would never go first. He would never be the first one to stick you. He would never go first. He'll sit down first, but he would never go first to draw. So I watched him. He would go second. And there was a particular person he used to like to go behind 22. And I peeped what he was doing. When the first person would go and get a good draw, right? Get a good stick, he would go behind them and go into the same track that they went in. I peeped that shit. I was like, look at this shit. Now, when the one time he was supposed to do it, right? He missed. He didn't get it. So he started going behind people and not seeing that. And when it came to certification day, he didn't pass. You hear me? So that's what I was talking. It's like, somebody mimicking you, somebody going behind you, right? Trying to, and then Spirit was showing me somebody, taking stuff off your plate and shit like that. Listen. That's why it's important for me, and I know for a lot of us, that we be content with what God has given us. He's never going to have us out here begging for nothing. We always will have enough. All right, we may not have the big ones, the big money, the big numbers, right? The big views and shit like that. That's fine. You're here to stay focused on the message, right? Stay focused on what you're doing. Yes, people are coming behind you and going in the vein, because, hey, whenever you have to do something like that, that means you don't have any confidence in yourself. Point blank, period. You don't have confidence in your craft. You don't. If you have to try to copy somebody else in order to get, to elevate yourself, because that's that greed. You want to elevate yourself because you like their message. That's an awesome message, but I can do better with it. That's what do you call that shit? In English? Guess it, do you say? It starts with a P. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you're copying somebody else's work. It's not copyright infringement. It's called something else. But anyway, I want to get, that reminded 5 of Wands. What did I say? Competition. Somebody's in competition, page of swords, 5 of wands, stop playing. They learning from you. They're learning the technique, but they don't understand what the fuck they doing. They're mimicking. They're looking like. Right? When they have to sit down for the test and use the language, they don't know that shit. How you gonna know that? Because all you've been doing is following behind somebody else, using somebody else's shit. Yeah. Listen. Could be an Aquarius in the reverse. Somebody that, and Spirit says somebody's intuition, 2525, is blocked. Somebody's intuition is blocked. They're not getting downloads anymore. This is a water sign. Not a water sign, I'm sorry. An air sign. Alright? Ace of Pentacles. And you collective, you may not even really have a lot. You hear me? But what you have is genuine, is good, it's authentic. Come on, Spirit. Listen. Listen. We can look at this as a love offer, but this is unconditional love, right? Somebody's intuition is blocked, Spirit said. They're not connected to source. And source, and I'm not saying that they ain't connected to God, because God's everywhere. God's in everyone. I'm not saying, but they're not connected to the universe and the information. You hear me? And the information is there. But I feel like it's somebody's vibration it's low vibrational shit to do that any fucking way. So now you're faking. You're acting as if you're getting it. You're not. You're just eating off somebody else's plate. Right? You're taking it and you're trying to make it yours with zero, Spirit said, with zero understanding. Zero, you didn't get it from the universe. The universe didn't give it to you because you're not in the energy of reception. Ooh, damn, that card flipped right over in my face. The Star. Listen. Did y'all see how that, man, rewind that shit, see how that card flipped around in my hand? You're the Star collective. You're the healer. And you're content. That's the thing, that's the big difference, right? With people that are intuitive and they're serving their purpose and they're doing it, and they're getting the information they're getting from source. Their spirit and their vibration is high enough to receive the information. Listen, Spirit, don't do that to me. The Star. Oh, with very little, you're not eager, you're not focused on getting attention and the material gain and being famous and stuff. That's not how it is. It's like school teachers. They could do way other things and get paid crazy money, but the gift is in teaching our young and creating great minds and protecting and want to be that support system. They don't make a lot of money, but they love what they do. And that's the difference. They're in vibration with what they're doing. Somebody sees that and they see you in a meager position and they feel like they can just come and take it from you. But whose spirit, they don't even understand whose plate they're taking it from. They don't even understand whose table they done walked up to. Right? What's the lady's name? The one that was selling the purple linen where's she at? Selling that stuff. She minding her business, selling her stuff, right? Everybody, quality shit. Everybody loves it. And here comes somebody, they want to, sell what she's selling. When you can find something else to sell, but no, you want to take what she created and you want to mimic her and copy her and say you got it just like she. No, you don't. That's her. That was her original idea. That's her craft. And here you come, want to start saying, look at me, mine is better. Or, you know what I'm saying, or just blatantly stealing it, copying it, making the exact same thing and saying, "Ooh, I got one too." Child, who am I talking to here? I'm going to find her. I'm going to find her because I want y'all to see the picture. You know, this is somebody that they like what you know. Here she go. Here she go. You mind your business. You're minding your business. Lydia, faithful businesswoman. That's what I'm talking about, Lydia. You mind your business. You're doing your thing. You know, people like you. You know what I'm saying? You're part of the community. And here comes somebody outside. They want to be a part of the community too. And what do they want to do? They see you doing something great and they start copying you. And you don't want to get mad. You don't want to be jealous or envious. You know what I'm saying? Because you trust your shit. Because this is what I picture. It's like two women. You feeling me? And you see that this person is, I'm going to say so. You see this person is copying your shit, right? But just like with everything in life, you gotta sit back and just hope that people that are on your vibration can see it. Yeah, Spirit said, yep, just keep smiling and doing what you do. Just keep smiling and doing what you do. But you see this bee. It snuck out, y'all. You see this bee. Okay, come on here, Spirit. What's going on here? Oh, what we got here? Real love. Ooh. A real passion. The star, the healer, high honor. This wicked boss. Somebody competing with you for love? For what are they? What is this real love? 15, the star. Agape. Agape love. What we got here? Karmic masculine, not telling you right on the world. The shock was somebody who's not in alignment. And the King of Swords. I told you there was a liar out here. There was somebody that was a liar, that is a liar. They lie. Their chakras are imbalanced. They're karmic masculine, male or female. It could be a female and masculine energy. Okay? Twin flame. Look at that, y'all. Wow. Rituals gone in reverse. Yeah, somebody could have been doing a lot of projecting on you, collective. Distant future. So, look, I'm telling you, somebody could not get out of their feelings. The hangman. Upside down. Ooh, child. Peter's crucifixion. They hung him upside down on the cross. Why did they do that? Let's find out. Why was Peter crucified upside down?
St. Peter was crucified upside down because he considered himself unworthy to die in the same way as Jesus. This act was seen as an expression of great humility, choosing a more difficult and humbling method of execution.
Why did somebody feel like that? Why does somebody feel like they're not worthy of God's grace and mercy? What did somebody do? 6 of feathers. Ruth and the Moabite. Hang on, y'all, for a second. I had me some lima beans cooking. I can eat later. All right. So Ruth and the Moabite. So this is somebody that could have lost someone. You know how Ruth, she stayed with her mother-in-law after her husband died. So somebody you could feel like you're here to assist someone. Somebody that's hard to get along with. What's going on in spirit? What else is the Two of Candles? Elijah. What's Elijah talking about? Some of you guys could be prophets. Well, we know Deborah, is that her name? Yeah, Deborah's a prophet, okay? You could be coming in, you guys could be coming into union with somebody. This could be somebody that's on your energetic level. This is somebody too that speaks to people, try to get people to see the error of their ways. Ooh, look at the Chariot, y'all. Yeah, there's a forward movement here. This is Pharaoh, though. This is somebody that's like, continue right on top of that world in the reverse that won't stop coming after you or coming for you. This is a karmic masculine. Yeah, message in reverse. Yeah, this is a karmic masculine that doesn't want you to come into union with your equal, with somebody with your same passions, your same faith, on your same energetic level. Yeah, because Elijah is somebody too that keeps saying, how long will you wait in between God, following God and following Belial? Right? A prophet and a prophetess. Empress and an emperor. What we got here? Change. Somebody didn't want you to change. Somebody didn't want you to step into your calling. But you're being led towards your twin, could possibly be your twin flame. You're being led towards. I don't think this is your twin. I feel like twin flames are lessons. I think this is your soulmate. Your this is going to be a new soul contract. Whoever, somebody that you're going to help, that you're going to assist, is going to lead you towards this person. We got the Page of Pentacles. We got the Fool that came out a little hard, and then we got unconditional love. Page of Pentacles, a new idea, a new seed to plant. The Fool, taking a leap of faith. Some of y'all could even have a child. And don't laugh at that shit, Sarah. Somebody name could be Sarah. Sarah laughed, right? Sarah didn't trust. She didn't believe. Even as she was getting older, that's impossible. No, it's not. Somebody paid, listen, ooh. What's this? The Emperor. And what's down the bottom? Ooh, I see the Devil in reverse. Ooh, child. The Emperor. The message is in reverse. That came on out. Earth Angel in the reverse. Love Offer. And Rich Girl. Look, there's an Emperor that lied about you. There's somebody that was trying to control you, that felt like they had some kind of control over your life, told somebody that you were not an earth angel, that you were not who you say you are. This could be somebody that you had a child with, that you thought was your Boaz, okay? Or you thought was somebody that was meant for you. Guys were believing and had the same faith. Somebody tried to block a love offer. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. That's why the Fool is in the struggle position. That leap of faith. Because somebody changed on you. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, somebody changed on you. And it was because somebody gave them some fault. Yeah, to cause endings. Yes. Yeah. To keep this love offer from coming from you, and to keep you from becoming a rich girl. You hear me? To prevent you from being seen as somebody of status. Because that's what they wanted. Right, Spirit? Look, they didn't have no... Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. They didn't have the faith. They didn't believe in God. They believed in the material world. So that meant this is somebody that always tried to connect themselves with people with stability and prosperity and shiny things and look rich or look like they, you know what I'm saying, they can pay the bills. This is somebody that was somebody's ultimate goal in life. They didn't want to work for it. They wanted to possess it, though. And when here you come, you're about to possess it. Oh no. They tried to block that from you. What we got here? The Ace of Cups. I can't make it up. They tried to block it. They tried to block the offer. And this could have been, page 1. Say it next time. Somebody, when you were younger, this is what I'm hearing, when you were younger, Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Or this illusionist. Look at that. In the reverse. Wow. Somebody created illusion. It's too late now, Spirit. Listen. Somebody's looking at, somebody's supposed to come and apologize to you. You hear me? They refuse to do it, so until they surrender to God's will, listen, they're gonna be stuck in that whale's belly on the bottom of the sea. Nowhere to go, no way out. Somebody stubborn as fuck. What's going on here, Spirit? Distant future in the reverse. Yeah, they didn't want you to have that. 7 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Options and opportunities. Yeah, they didn't want you to have that. All of that's what it's all about. Alright? Anyway, that's your message, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all stay out of trouble. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay in peace. Don't worry about it. Spirit said don't worry about it. The trash will take itself out. Deuces.